starting from a side-on turtle position. My hand shoots over the hip. I'm leaned in, knee to knee, hip to hip with my opponent. I'm going to cup and drag the hip as I start to move away. My knee stays against him to block his base. As he starts to drop over that tipping point, I slide myself away, creating a gap for him to fall into. Now, as he starts to build up and away from me, I connect chest to back. Whether I can get the hand for a gift wrap or I just lock onto the shoulder to stay chest to back, either of these are gonna work. My outside knee comes in to replace my inside knee as I throw my leg over the top. Now at this point, I can either aim for both hips or just the top leg. Top leg is going to give us a bottom hook. Full hip crossing is gonna give us a body triangle. Now from here, I lift up into myself, I drag him back into my lap, and we fall off to the other side to turn our hooking leg into a bottom hook. So one more look at that from another angle. I am hip to hip, knee to knee with my partner, arm draped over the hip here. I could be attacking the neck, boom, but this isn't working. So I'm gonna break him down and work to take the back. My knee stays against him, I drag him over top of his base, and at this point I have to evacuate that space to set him down to his hip. I connect chest to back and I lock hands. At this point I'm riding out this connection behind the shoulder. I'm gonna take my outside knee in. My inside leg steps over. If I can get over the hip, sure, go for that. Most of the time, this leg is gonna be available. So we step over and I can hook into it. Now I'm dragging his body into mine, setting back, and then rotating off. Send your feet that way for me. And then rotating off towards the side of my hook so that I have a bottom hook here. Like we've talked about in other videos that touch on the back, I can either go for this hook, I can look for hooks outside. This is obviously gonna be where they start counting points for me, but I have a lot of lower body configurations that I can use once I'm on somebody's back. All right, so this is a good move. Maybe your opponent has elbows tucked in tight, and we just know it's gonna be tough getting either at this neck, chin's tucked, hard to get in here and get our hooks inside. So we need to figure out another way to attach ourselves onto the back without necessarily getting hooks in this position. Now I'm gonna take this draping arm. Now a lot of times I'm playing here, keeping this arm prying out into the thigh, just as a way to keep his posture broken down. Also, it glues my body towards his body, or onto his body towards the back. Because of that, when he goes to move around, just kind of like move, it's easy for me to stay glued and stay behind him, where I never wind up back on the front side of his elbows where he's fighting back against me. I've gone through all the work of putting him on his hands and knees, and I cut around this angle and got behind the elbow. That's worth keeping. Whether I'm looking at a spiral ride, which we'll be looking at soon in an upcoming video, or I'm just hanging out here attacking the neck. A lot of gi guys are gonna find this useful to pry the thigh so I can lock him down in this turtle and start working in for a grip here on the collar. But I'm in here, I'm heavy. I wanna be hip to hip. I don't wanna just be like holding my own body weight and letting him stay upright in like a normal, tall posture through his hips. I wanna be leaning in. I want him to have to be making some kind of effort just to stay in position. If he were to go limp, he would fall off to his hip. He's having to work to stay here. That's what I want to create at any point. I don't want him resting in a round with me. So now I'm pushing in. He's got a good strong base, but that means his momentum, his force is moving that way. I'm going to use that to my advantage and start dragging him in that same direction. Now, if I stay here, I just drag him into me and he keeps his balance and he doesn't fall to a hip. So as I feel, again, I'm keeping that knee right against his knee to block that base from coming out. But as I feel him start to drag right about there, I have to get my leg out of the way. So it's just gonna be like a slide out. I'm gonna allow my knee to slide away. and I keep my posture here, almost like I'm in a knee on belly, keeping a good base, knee not collapse down towards the floor, foot not too close or too far away. Need to be able to push and pull with this. So I drag him and I get him down to his hip. Now he's not gonna like that. He just went down to a hip. He knows I'm behind him. He's gonna wanna try to posture back up. I connect on the back here. Once I'm glued behind this shoulder and I'm tight, he's not gonna be able to spin and turn back towards me. Just to note, another reaction we might get is that they might, if they're more traditionally inclined, they might try to turn back into us from here. Go back up real quick. As I drop down, they might try to turn back in, like turn towards me and go guard. Right? It's gonna feel a little bit awkward, and what we're really looking for in this situation is kind of just a slight digression, but in the same situation, I would be gluing behind the shoulder so that if he tried to turn towards me, he can't do that, okay? So this same grip is gonna stop both of those situations. Now, once I'm behind him, I'm still kicked out so I can keep some force into the back of his shoulder. If I can manage to get this wrist, that's cool. That lets me set up my gift wrap for the back take, but it's not really necessary. What's necessary is to stay behind the shoulder and to get a bottom hook set up. So I'm glued in here, my outside leg comes in and I step over, right? I wanna get out of the idea that it has to be across the hip for a gift or for a chair sit. Sit on your shoulder for me. Most people are used to seeing this type of chair sit. Full gift wrap, leg all the way across the hip, and we take the back from here. But all I really need is to be behind the shoulder and to have my bottom hook, okay? And if we lower the requirements for this type of movement, this pathway to the back, it's gonna be easier to get there because we're not fighting for these things that are extra, that are surplus from what we actually need to make the thing happen. So a couple of things. I can glue behind the shoulder in these situations. If this were a normal chair sit, we're gonna get to this in another video soon. You can also just stay posted behind the elbow. And when he tries to turn back towards me, he can't face his chest towards me. He can't put me back inside of his elbows. I stay outside of the elbow. So that's one requirement. This leg, across the hip, again, it'll give us a body triangle, that'd be great. But a lot of times that's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be tough though to just hook one leg. Once I finish the movement, turn. That's now my bottom hook, okay? That's the important part. I got a bottom hook. I have an arm over the top, giving me diagonal control. And we're ready to work from here, wherever I decide to put this foot.